attention will now be on Delta State, where Governor Sharif yesterday had given a stern warning about what happened in Okuama, where soldiers were murdered gruesomely. Tonight, we'll be looking at the implication, what this means to the oil and gas industry. And the government, the president had also said, those who perpetrated this evil will be brought to justice. I have joining me tonight Comrade Unwo Zuzu Shigozie, who is the National Vice President of the Association of Nigerian Refineries Petroleum Marketers. Thank you so much, Comrade, for joining us tonight.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you. It's my pleasure.
How much of a setback is this kind of incident to your sector?
One thing, my sincerest condolences to the Nigerian Army and then to the families that lost their beloved one. Indeed, a sad one, because as we are here speaking, many families are in pains. So many women are now widows and children, and they are fatherless. And so many dependents too are also in agony. So that put together, what more than when we talk about economy? So it's really a setback for all of us and as a nation.
So I'd like you to let us know, because we've gotten several perspectives and angles to it. So the angle that some of us are learning is that this thing is beyond the land dispute. It's beyond just settling a dispute between Okuama and Okoloba community. This also has some angle. What is it that the public is not popular in the public domain that you can tell us?
Well, what I can say here is quite a very sensitive issue, because lives are involved, and particularly Nigerian soldiers that are well trained of high-ranking officers. And the good thing that a panel of inquiry has been set, and the Commissioner of Police is swung into action. I think as Nigerians, it will be good we have that confidence in the professionalism of Nigerian police and then the military intelligence. Let's hold on so that we don't preempt their findings. Let's have that confidence in them while the grieving family and we Nigerians grieve. So let's hope something tangible will come out of it, so that the gray areas and a lot of things that happen within the creeks that me and you don't know, but it's something that is common from the investigation and the findings, will definitely come to the table.
So,
because
yeah, Mr. Chigozie, this is not just about land dispute, is it?
It can never be. It can never be, because if you look at the dastardly act, the gruesome murder of these soldiers, people who engages in land dispute are usually the elder statesmen, the traditional men in the village who knows the history of the land. But wedding sophisticated weapons to murder soldiers or to clear a community is beyond land dispute.
This is your natural habitat. This is the areas where you work. This is an oil-producing area, definitely, yes. Isn't it?
Sure.
Do they refine oil, or do they exploit oil in these areas?
One thing that is obvious is this. In Niger Delta region is a land that is blessed by a God, the maker of heaven and earth. So the people around there try as much as they can to see what they can harness. So in all these areas that these crises are, the warlord, one question we should ask, because these are like communities that are known for farming and fishery. How do they have access to all these sophisticated weapons? It means that there is business they are doing, the business that is known in the Niger Delta. So it's either you are getting involved directly or indirectly. So there is also a fight for supremacy. Who controls that water region? For you to allow anything to pass, there is monetary reward that comes with it. So I believe with the outcome of the investigation, a lot of truth will be, will be unveiled.
There's a lot of illegal oil bunkering going on in that area. Is that true?
Yeah, sure.
And some of these warlords or these gangs or these violent or non-state actors also, like you said, are fighting for supremacy in those areas. I mean, I don't know if you've heard of a name of called Egbema in that area. And there are those, and there's a video that has gone viral now, which I think you have seen.
Sure.
What can you say to that kind of video? Someone who comes out to say, I am the one responsible.
One thing is this, those riverine areas, they are creeks. They're not just like the street where me and you live. And sometimes when people make videos, one might make video in Abuja here and say it's in Lagos just to deceive the security operatives. But all that we know is that the Nigerian government have actually declared war against pipeline vendors and people who patronize them. All we need to do is to harmonize that fight. And we can as well give kudos to Tantita since they came on board. Actually, when they came on board, some of us condemned them, but they've achieved a lot of success. But there is area they are not doing well, which the government should also come into. Because now, how do we ask you to help us to stop people from vandalizing our common property? And when you succeed in arresting these people, you end up destroying. You are neither not helping at all. You're also destroying our environment. You're also destroying our assets. It's just like you, Shell, now. You bought a brand new car of a 2024 model, 2023 model, and at a gunpoint you erupt. You ran to police for assistance. Signal was sent, and that car was found. What would be your reaction? Wouldn't you be happy? Will you destroy a vehicle? Will you?
I mean, so the destruction of those vessels are wrong.
It's wrong. It's jungle justice.
What would you have suggested for them to have used those vessels for?
One thing, we live in a country that has a constitution. Constitutionally, there are agencies that are constitutionally mandated to handle such matters. If you could check our history books, in the years past, when Navy makes arrests or the Army, they normally hand it over to civil defense or to police or to EFCC for proper prosecution. Because tampering with our national asset gets to the point of you serving a life jail.
But those who will say that destruction of those vessels serves as deterrence to those who are involved in oil bunkering or illegal oil bunkering.
Then I respond again by asking you, you are a landlord, you built your house, you put it in tenant, and you have some bad tenant. Will you, because of a bad tenant, and you destroy your house?
In Anambra State, there was a situation where kidnappers' houses, the houses that are being used by kidnappers, are demolished to serve as deterrent.
It is also wrong. You know why? Even most times, those houses that were destroyed were not actually built by those people. Those houses, if they were actually built by those kidnappers, the person that committed the crime is not a kidnapper. The house could be, transformed. The house could be used as a police division. The house could be used as an orphanage. Because in most of those states, you see people roaming around the street.
Mr. Chigozie, I'd like to ask you, why is it been so difficult to tackle this illegal oil bunkering and oil theft in the Niger Delta?
It is dimensional. One thing is obvious is this. Those over there, do they really believe in that vision called Nigeria? Do they trust the government? Have they been cheated? How is those communities? Have they felt that wealth that the nature bequeathed to them? If we check other Western countries of the world, if such is found in your land, all you do is to pay royalty to government.
But there is NDDC to be able to bring development to those areas.
Yes, you are right. But now the point is this.
And I think 13% derivation fund, yeah.
Now the question now is, people are not properly enlightened, especially we from the Niger Delta. We are not properly enlightened. And I think government should pay much attention to that. It's not about allocating funds to NDDC. In each community, when road projects are to be executed, those building the contract or those whom the contract has been awarded to should be publicly made known to the beneficiaries for them to know that this company XYZ, such amount has been given to them, so that they will also be part of the monitoring.
Let's wrap up this conversation, Mr. Chigozie. Is there any kind of truth in the conversation or debate that there is a collusion between security agencies and some of these vendors or some of these oil thieves?
Well, it's a recurring question, and we know that in every 12, there must be a Judas. Without the security agencies, we won't be here. Even the Tantita that is also doing very well, without the security agencies, they wouldn't have achieved much. Now, there are coalition. It takes two to tango. And I believe in the course of everything, a lot of people have been prosecuted. If you go to the army, many of their personnel are also in the prison. If it gets to the knowledge of the authority, they don't just shade it.
Let me ask you, on a final note, what would you say is a way forward? And what perhaps can you tell the nation tonight as an operator in that sector that the Nigerian people need to know?
Yes, what Nigerian people need to know is this. The president of this country, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, meant well for the country in his inauguration speech when he made mention of stopping subsidy. Though it would have been, redirected in another, format, because in the industry, people are being deceived. The consumers are being deceived. During the time of General Obasanjo, he deregulated diesel. People don't complain about diesel. But I tell you today, diesel contributes much to the cost of goods in the market. Because all your plants, all your big lorries run on diesel. Yeah. Because it's been deregulated for long, nobody talks about it. And nobody cheats anybody. You sell as you buy. But the PMS that me and you use, do you know that your pocket, the tank of your vehicle is vandalized on a daily basis? But you don't know. The station owner, yes, not quality, both quality and the pricing. Now, because of the fluctuation in the forest and the vicissitude of international trade, the prices of PMS, the premium motor spirit, was increasing astronomically. The president thought it wise that it will affect the common Nigerian. People were crying. He now blocked it. No more reviewing of the price upward. Now, in Nigeria now, the prices are done regionally by the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. So in your state, Abuja is not central. They have their price, 617 naira. It's only an NPC that is selling that 617 naira. How come other stations are selling the way they like? It's because of lack of political will. It's because of the regulatory authority. Yeah, Mr. Chigozie, is not helping the Nigerians.
We're totally out of time. Thank you so much, Mr. Nwozuzu Chigozie, who is the National Vice President of Association of Nigerian Refineries Petroleum Marketers. Thank you so much for your intervention tonight.